Hi and welcome to Headlight Restoration Perth channel on YouTube. This is my very first video that I'm doing. Not only that, this is the very first attempt at doing a headlight restoration. What we've got is a 2004 Toyota Camry. And with my introduction, like I said, I've never done this. I'm doing it to show my kids that you don't have to be a professional at something to give it a crack. And who knows, something could come of it. So, and I've got a few things going on, but I wanted the cheap option to start something where, you know, minimum outlay, and hopefully once it starts, it can start funding itself. So this is what I call business in a bag. I went down to my local hardware, spent $50, got some sandpaper, this meter rolls just to start off with, 4 and 600 grit. Got some paint tape, got some microfiber cloths, got some clear, got some gloves to use, and some rubbing alcohol, the spray bottle. So yeah, spent $50 and here to start the adventure. And so let's see how this goes. So like I said, brand new, haven't even cracked the tape yet. So what we're going to do is I'm going to tape off this headlight. She's in pretty bad condition. I will give you a bit of a close-up before we start. No, a lot of hazing, scratches, a lot of bugs. Pretty poor visibility. First things first, we'll grab some tape. And probably goes without saying, but as it's my very first attempt, this is my own car I'm going to be using it on. Can't really afford to make errors on anyone else's. So let's see how we go here. I have seen a few methods that I've been looking on YouTube and all that, and the one that makes the most sense to me is the wet and dry sandpapering, and then the clear coat. So, you know, we'll use the 5 P's. You know, proper preparation promotes perfect presentation. So 95% preparation and 10% application, I guess. So we'll see how we go. Get it in there the best we can. Probably not hard to tell, I'm a beginner, but I'm sure as we go along we'll get a little more efficient and work out a bit of a better way to do all this. At the moment, we just do what we can. It's not about being perfect, it's about giving it a crack. I've got like 6 kids, and you know, I'm always about promoting encouraging, and there's not much they can't do in life. Well, even if there is, you know, that's not what I tell them and not what I encourage. So we'll just leave that for there for the taping. It is pretty rough, so I'm just going to give it a really quick run with the 240 group, just to see if I can break a little bit of this, get rid of all the oxidation on the plastic. And like I said, this is the very first time I've ever done it, so trial and error for me. Okay, well, I've done the 240 and the 400, so I'm just going to give it the last run with the 600, and I suppose we can check after that to see if I've got all the clear or whatever might have been scratches. I don't know if I'll get all the scratches out, you know, but just give it the once over with that 600. Feels a lot better than when I started. So let's see how we go, I guess. Like I say, first attempt. So I'm not expecting miracles, but if I believe you just spend that extra bit of time on the preparation of it, it might just pay dividends for the lack of knowledge at the moment, which is coming, no doubt. Okay. And I suppose with this tape, because of the water, it's really softened it up, so I'm not really concerned about any uplifting of paint or anything like that. And the joy of it being my car, I don't have to worry about it. But it's a good test, and it seems to be going just nicely. There. I have to get myself a little blower or something to help dry that out, but until I do that, I guess I just got to use what I have. Let's see how that dries out. Well, it seems to, you know, besides the scuff marks of the sandpaper, and it's still drying, so, but it seems to be getting that nice cloudy look. So, got a little bit more here, got to dry off. So when that's drying, I'll just shape my clear, keep it out in the sun to make it a bit better. It's a yellowing protecting, UV protecting gloss clear coat, just a generic one. As you can see, I've taken the labels off. I don't want to let anyone or influence anyone to think it's a good or bad product, because it could be the operator. I don't have like all that paper and all that to protect the thing, so I've just got a bin liner for this one. So I will retape and then see how we go with that bin liner. Like I say, I don't have the money to create like a full-on business, and not to say that this isn't a full-on business, but it's one that you can have the entry price is just fantastic. You certainly can't knock that. Like I said, I spent $50 and I've got enough product to do maybe 2 or 3 cars. So in essence, I would, if this was a paying customer, I'd potentially be doubling my money on the first job. So to me, that's a pretty impressive return on investment, you know. And because of the hours I keep, you can book this in at 11 o'clock in the morning opposed to 7 or 8, you know, because not often I'm awake before 10 o'clock sort of thing, because of the hours I keep with the online. But if I can do this, I won't be listening to any excuses from the kids, especially when I've got absolutely no idea what I'm doing. So I guess if I grab the scissors, where are we going to go? Cut the bag, I guess. And we'll open it up the best we can. See how we go. Okay. So start taking to use what you got, I guess. So if we can just trim it. So I can fit the As you can tell, I'm really not organised, but I'm just winging this as I go. So I've got to grab that. Could get a bit of overuse of the tape like this, I guess, but until the business can buy its own things, I will use whatever I can find. So if I just grab that edge of the paper, the plastic, that in there, away from the plastic edge. Like I say, this is absolute budget. Like the video, like I'm only using my phone. And what I can find. Don't have any special cameras or editing tools, like whatever editing situation I can find on that phone. I guess that's what I'm going to be using. After I learn how to use it. So be prepared for some bad quality filming, some bad quality tools, but let's see if we can get some great results. It's not very good up there, it's on the plastic. There. I'm going to shake this thing for a while. It's been out in the heat. I've given it a couple of shakes before. Hopefully it's going to be good enough. Got a little visitor. Perfect day. Probably about 20 to 25 degrees, or if you're in the States, it's probably 70 to 75, something like that, I guess. Okay, let's see how we go. Oh my lordy. Well, like I say, I will show you the good and the bad. Like, basically, this is what it looked like when it started. and this is how we go. But not without fault. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I've got runs. There you go, you can see that. I've got more runs than the Aussie cricket team on that sucker, but that's okay, because I will sand that again once she's done and dusted and give it another crack, because that's what it's about, you know. But for my very first effort, I'm not complaining. All right, I'll let that dry and see how we go. Yeah, it's definitely going to have to get a re-sand it, but I can't do it now because it's still too fresh. So I'll let it bake off properly to a point where it can be sanded, and go from there. Okay, now that's done, I guess I can put my business back in my bag and see what results we get. And it seems that I missed a really important step. Before I put clear on it, I should have definitely wiped it over with some rubbing alcohol, which I have, but I just forgot the process. But I'll do that next time and we'll see what difference that makes, which I'm sure will be substantial. So that's it, my business in a bag. Alright, well, you enjoy your day and I'll see you on the next one. Okay, it is the next day and it seems there is a lot of cracking in that still, but some parts like down here it's just perfect. So this is far beyond just the run. So what I'm going to do is I will do an absolute full redo on this light. I will spend more time on the preparation, because going on what I did, like it looked like there was all cloudiness. It looked like I got it all, but with this clear the way it is, I'm not really sure. So I will do a full redo on this and we will see if it is the clear coat that's doing this, that's not a very good product, or if it was the preparation. Okay, this is the first Passover with a 240 and I will show you on the 400. Okay, I just went over it with the 400. Can't really see it too well because of the shadow, but definitely got rid of all that stuff along the bottom. I can't see like before where it had all the clear, really good coat of clear. I just can't see that anymore. So I'll hit it with the 600 and then we can go from there. Okay, this is the final result after the 600 and I did remember to use the alcohol wipe on this, so I can't seem to see that line where it was pretty consistent there with the clear. So it looks like I've got it all this time. So 90% preparation, 10% application. Not 95 and 10 like I said previously. My maths was good. All right, let's have a look after the result. Final result, I believe, is much better. I'll give it time to dry, but I can't see that line. There is like a seam sort of thing, but it's like a micro crack in the lens. This here is heat damage all along here, so I'm not too concerned that that doesn't look too good. But just for an off-the-shelf finisher, I can live with that. All right, enjoy your day. And see, like, it doesn't matter if you make an error. The joy is you can go back and repair it. You know, you won't find rainbows when you're always looking down. Enjoy your day.